Hello there. I'm live. uh, I'm going to hold on a little bit and wait and see if, and let people start showing up, that kind of deal. There's an awful lot of lag on this. So we're going to see how well it does. Hopefully you guys are seeing a good picture. I'm syncing together and all of that. Anybody on chat? Trying to find it now. They had an option for chat, and now I don't see it. Okay, wait a minute. Chat. Hi, Will. How you doing? That's awesome, man. I appreciate it. I'm synced up good. Good deal. All right. I got you on right now. I don't know who else is on. Well, there's nobody on yet. So I'm going to give it just a minute or so. Not very long, because I'm not going to waste your time. You're actually watching. There we go. I got two. Chris Stigman. Good to see you, brother. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start this shave. I'm going to be using, for a brush, my Eveready 100. I don't know. I have a lag, so I can't tell how well the camera is picking this up. So I'm going to set this. We're going to be using my G12, Georgetown Pottery G12 scuttle. I'm going to set that into the soak a bit. It is right around winter time now. It's starting to get close to winter time. The 21st is winter time, so officially. So I'm going to be using my scuttle a lot more. And tonight's shave, actually, and I have to scroll down where I can't see the screen in order to see the chats, which is, thanks, Will, which is kind of aggravating, but that's all right. But I don't know if you're seeing everything that I'm showing right, because I have a lag. But we're using a gold dollar. This is the second shave on this blade. I see now that it wasn't, so let's go up a little higher. So I gotta wait a bit. About, it looks to me like about 10 seconds in order to see if the thanks, Will. And in order to see if man, I can't talk. In order to see how long this gold dollar lasts. So we're going to be using Arco tonight, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to scroll down to my scuttle because this is a live video. And anybody joining, welcome everybody. But I'm not scrolling down because this is a live video, and I figure you probably want to look at me versus looking at a scuttle, a lather in the scuttle. But the Arco is just a basic soap. There's a lot of love for it, and there's a lot of hate for it. To me, it's a really good soap, and so I don't see the point in hating a really good soap. You might not like the scent, whatever, but to me, And actually, yeah, I'm going to change my mind. And I am going to move. Let me move down for the lather portion of this exercise. And I'm waiting. Now it's starting to show me move down. There we go. That'll work. But you see, lovely lather from the Arko. I'm going to give it, let me get that warm. I'm going to give it a bit of water and see what it does. You can see I got my long sleeve shirt and stuff on because it's cooler, and we don't we keep our thermostat about 68, which means it actually only gets about 65 or so in the house, which isn't too bad. But at night you need a bit of a long sleeve shirt. Let me dry my hands real quick and we'll move back up. But I'm really excited to see how this live event works, because I may do more of it in the future if people like it. I've only got 2 watching right now, but I'm thankful for 75. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a G12. Richard, thanks, Chris. I like the G12. Thanks, Will. I like this shirt, too. I like the G12. It's the perfect size for my little trailer and my little bathroom, and it's really actually the perfect size for me. I get really good shaves out of it. It keeps the lather good and warm, and I've got a couple of days of growth for the gold dollar, so we will see. Got somebody else popping in. Good, I like it. Welcome. But anyway, thank you. Yeah, Chris, I appreciate that. The problem is that the chat is down way low. The video is up high. The window that I'm looking at is up high, and the chat portion is down underneath it, and new people, new replies go down and not at the top. And so I've got to scroll down to see what people are saying. So I think what I'm going to do is ignore the screen and stay down on the comments. Lovely. Stay down on the comments. That way I can interact and shave. Hi, Matthew. Good to see you, man. So no, Richard, I don't think the G20 is too big. I would have gotten the G20 if I could have afforded it. The price difference. I bought a second, and I would suggest if you're thinking about a Georgetown Pottery scuttle, that you pick up a second. Will, I'm planning not to. I'm planning not to cut myself. But Richard, that's fantastic. Wonderful shave, wonderful sharp blade. But anyway, if you're planning on purchasing a scuttle, a G20, G12, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with Georgetown Pottery seconds. The flaw on mine was so small it took a couple of days for me to find it. And they're just fantastic scuttles. The G12 is really economical. The 20 is not much more. Thanks, Will. The 20 is not much more. It just depends what you want. I just figured that the 12 would probably work just fine, and it does. So, excuse me a minute. I need to... One of the things about a scuttle, though, you'll learn is that the heat will have a tendency to try to make the lather dissipate quicker. So you have to watch that. Some soaps are more susceptible to it than others. This Arco is really susceptible to it. So you have to pay attention to that. Chris, I don't know what I'd do without my scuttle in the wintertime. I got this one, and I've got so used to warm lather, man, that stuff's slick, that in the wintertime I would be really sad. If it were to break. Something like that. Yeah, when I first started and couldn't afford a scuttle, what I did was basically get a big bowl and a little bowl and put hot water in the big bowl, set the little bowl in the big bowl, and that worked pretty well. That's a scalding shave right there. That's just fantastic, since we're speaking about heat. Beautiful shave. And I didn't pick an aftershave, but I know what I'm going to use if I can find it. I decanted some of my aftershaves into Avon decanters, and so that's lovely. That's a fantastic shave, fellas. Thanks for joining me. I cannot, let me see. Is it up here? What is this? This is Avon Spicy. I'm looking for can't find it. Looking for if I can get to it. Barbasol Pacific Rush. Don't know what that is. Let me see. Whatever's in this is what I'm going to use. That's how that's going to work. Barbasol Brisk. That's what we're going to do. I was going to look. Yes, Matthew, the top shelf. I was going to use Aqua Ice Blue, but it is somewhere else, I think. Hang on, let me check. Actually, It's actually not decanted right now. I would encourage you to learn to straight. And now, I'm not saying that just because I'm a straight shaver, but because my experience with a straight razor is just absolutely fantastic. I'm going to use some Aqua Velva Ice Blue instead. Because it's just, if you have a sharp straight razor, one that's truly shave ready, and a good slick lather, man, that's good. There is no other kind of shave that even compares to it. Yeah, I got these at the Salvation Army thrift store. I had a whole bunch of them full of all the different drugstore aftershaves, Aqua Velva Musk, Brood, that kind of deal. And I just, I liked the Avon decanters so well, and I started finding them empty cheap. And so I thought, well, I'll just decant into them. But I still have, like some of these. I'm sure that I've got this decanted in at least a couple of Avon decanters too. But, I mean, there's plenty right here. When this runs out, I'll put this bottle away and use the Avon decanters. It'll save room on my shelf and give me something, you know, that that looks really cool. Alright, well, that's the shave. I want to talk a little bit before I leave. We're talking about this gold dollar, and we're doing a test on it. Let me dry the blade real quick. Just because that's a habit that I have. Right after the shave, I always dry the blade. And I may not dry the scales, but I never close the razor until I do. But, yeah, Matthew, I mean, I can shave with all kinds of stuff. All the double edge and things. There ain't nothing like it straight. If I could find a way to do it without showing my toilet, yeah, but I don't want people seeing my toilet. It's just, sorry. But anyway, I want to show you something before I go. I'm talking about this video series is about how long this gold dollar will go on one edge just using a strop. Now, I strop with two different kinds of strops, sometimes three. The one that I strop with tonight is a Gentleman's Edge from Guy Solis. Fantastic strop for the money. It's got a fire hose part to the other side. This he doesn't sell anymore. He has a leather a strop that has a thicker leather. I believe it's black. Because he said some of his customers were having problem with cupping, and he thought it was the thickness of the leather. I have not had any problem with this cupping, but I have a tendency to do like I showed you in one of my videos, and basically do that right there to one of my strops, every one of my strops, before I shave, and that helps to avoid that kind of thing. But I use this, and I use my Tony Miller plain vanilla, and there's one more strop, and this is just plain leather, and it was given to me by a friend. It's a 3-inch, it's got double leather on it. It's a really nice strop, and sometimes I'll just do just leather on it. He had a farrier, or not a farrier, I don't know what you'd call it, but someone who works with Western Tack and stuff like that to make this for him. And then he tried straights, and he couldn't get as much enjoyment out of them, because some guys, you know, really quite honestly, they just like DEs or SEs, and he just couldn't. Will, your grandpa would be That would be a horrible edge, I would think, on a grinding wheel. But anyway, yeah, no, we're not going to be spanking anybody with that strop. But anyway, yeah. I expect if my grandfather or my dad grabbed a hold of it and got a hold of my hind end when I was little, that would sting pretty good. But anyway, that's the strops that I'll be using. It just depends on the day and what I feel like. That's what we're going to be using to keep this edge going. So somebody mentioned wanting to see my den. Well, I can't really show you a whole lot because most of my stuff is put away. I will show you my shelf, hopefully, if I can get it in the video, that has my brushes, some of my aftershaves and colognes and stuff like that before we go. Now, let me see. I need to scroll back down. And I gotta wait because now it's buffering like a mad dog. Is anybody seeing any of that? And I've only got 2. This is the second on this gold dollar. It's mini. It's what am I saying? Somebody cool. It's buffering like crazy, so what I see is a frozen screen, so I don't know. How many soaps I have? Well, I don't know if I can show them to you enough. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Just hang on a minute. I know you're getting a really good view of my, but I mean, excuse me, can you see that? I don't know if you can or not because I've got the laptop turned basically upside down and I can't see the chat, so I'll have to look. But there's 1, there's 2 with a bunch of K-Shave Works samples, stuff like that. Just boatload of stuff there. And then of course I can't get that open. I got spare stuff like spare Williams, and then a lot of cream down there. But I wouldn't even want to begin to count how many soaps that I have. I would imagine 30, 35, some such thing like that. Chris, I made that shelf out of 1 by 2 baluster rail. I just bought 1 by 2 baluster rail, put it together, sort of looking like bamboo or whatever, and then just put some wipe on. Actually, I think I used a semi-gloss spray lacquer. Matthew, I love my brushes. A lot of guys like one particular kind of brush. I like it all. Boar, horse, badger, synthetic, and I'm really coming to love more and more synthetics, more than I used to when I first started. The synthetics and the badgers are really taking over, in my heart as far as the brushes that I like. But now, you can't really discount Boar because that's just a fantastic hair, a fantastic they make fantastic brushes. Sorry to hear that, Richard. I have nerve damage and arthritis and carpal tunnel in both of my hands, and there are times I haven't bless the Lord, had trouble with it in a long time, but sometimes my hands can do a lot of like mini trimmers that a lot of times you can't really see on camera, but they can cause issues trying to shave with a straight. And being safe. So when you see me on these videos, unless I'm doing like I follow the Shave Mug Society, I just pick that group, and if they have events, I try to join in their events. And so they're having a DE week in the middle of December, and I'll probably do 1 or 2 DE shaves. It may be on camera if it falls on that day, and if not, you know, it won't. But a lot of times, and Will, yeah, I see that. I'll get back with you. A lot of times, but you know what, guys? You guys are the gift. Flat out, period. I wouldn't have this channel without my viewers, and I really can't thank you guys enough. But anyway, and now I forgot what I was talking about. But that's all right. I like the horsehair too. Will, a lot of people talk about them like getting holes in the center. If you just comb them out a little bit after you use them, I really have not had that trouble. But I don't, you know, mash mine down. So, you know, I just use like the one third of the first 1/3 of the brush. So, you know, that's not as big of a problem. You too, Richard. I really appreciate you guys. We're here to keep your channel up. That's good. Thank you, Will. Like I said, I mean, you guys are the reason I do this, and you and anybody else that's new that I can help and encourage to do. To start traditional wet shaving. And I don't care whether they use a DE or an SE or a straight. It doesn't matter to me, you know. Just, you know, just somebody that, so that they can learn, you know, how good it is to shave traditionally. Chris, you have a good night. I'm fixing to close out anyway, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me on this. I'm going to have to cut it off. It's like 9 o'clock, 6 after 9, and I've got to go do family stuff. You guys know how it is, you that have family, wife and daughter, wife and children, you know. I need help on the soda. No, I would never help you quit, Will. Never, ever, ever. The variety of soaps, it's kind of like I was talking about, and see, now I'm talking again, not shutting down, but that's all right. It's kind of like I was talking about, I have refreshments. But anyway, it was kind of like I was talking out before about having all the different kind of brushes. You know, I don't want to pick like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different soaps and say, well, these are the soaps that I'm going to use. I like all of it. I like trying new stuff. That's like vegan or tallow. I like them both. Now, if you pushed me, I'd like tallow a little bit better because I think it's a bit creamier all in all. But there are vegan soaps that do just as good. Just depends on the soap. But I like all the different kinds, all the different smells, all the different types of formulas, particularly because I like to play around with soap and see, okay, how much water will this soap take? How easy does it load? If we'll soak in it a little bit, make it work a little bit better, all kinds of things. And so, because all the different soaps and the different formulas from all, especially the artisans, they're all a bit different, and they act a little bit different and react a little bit differently. And it's fun to play around with them and kind of see what they do. I also like difficult to lather soaps, like everybody gets their hair up their nose, but Williams Mug Soap, I enjoyed learning how to lather that and make it stable. You know, same thing with Mystic Water. I love Mystic Water soap, but they're not easy right out of the gate for most people to lather properly. But they're a whole lot of fun learning. So, alright guys, I'm going to have to close her down. I'll get back with you if I can find that again. Yeah, right there. You guys, bless you. I really do appreciate every last one of you. And thanks for making this video a success. God bless you. Yeah, Richard Mitchell's is the bomb. Alright, God bless you guys. Y'all have a good night. And I will talk to you later. I'll be doing more of these live videos. Bless you. Have a good night.